Oh.
Isabelle was no ordinary cat. From the instant I met her, she ruled the room like a tiny queen, with a crown of soft grey fur. Her golden eyes cut through the air like sunlight on glass, sharp and steady. She didn't wait to be chosen, she chose me. And from that second on, I felt both honored and a little nervous. When Isabelle arrived, she was only 8 weeks old, a fragile scrap of life small enough to fit in my palm.
No murder today.
She had been rescued from a freezing alley, her breath thin, her heartbeat faint. I wrapped her in a blanket and prayed she would survive the night. Yet inside that delicate body hid a will of steel. The first time I tried to bathe her, she thrashed and clawed like a wildcat, fighting for her freedom. That was the night I learned this was no ordinary pet. Isabelle was a force of nature, fierce and unbreakable. Days turned into weeks. She followed me from room to room like a silent shadow, observing every move. Sometimes she perched high on a bookshelf, golden eyes glowing in the dark, as if she held ancient secrets. I whispered gentle words, but her ears barely twitched. A soft pat often earned me a warning hiss. Friends joked that my house now belonged to the cat, and I was simply her guest. Winter came early that year. I remember one stormy evening when the power failed and the house fell into eerie silence. As I lit candles, Isabelle padded close, her fur brushing my arm for the very first time. It lasted only seconds, but it felt like a promise. Even the coldest hearts can begin to thaw when trust takes root. Then my daughter, Tally, was born, and I feared the delicate peace would shatter. Would Isabelle see her as a rival? The first days were tense. Isabelle would sit stiffly near the cradle, tail flicking with quiet suspicion, her eyes sharp with questions she never asked. I tried to divide my time, slipping her treats and soft words between feedings, hoping jealousy would not take hold. Slowly, a miracle unfolded. One sunny morning, I opened the nursery door and let Isabelle step inside on her own terms. She sniffed the blankets, inspected the toys, then leapt onto the rocking chair and settled there like a watchful guardian. From that moment, something changed. Her hiss softened into a curious trill. Tally giggled at the flick of her ears, and a fragile friendship began. As seasons passed, their bond grew deeper. Isabelle became Tally's silent protector, watching her crawl across the carpet and sitting patiently as tiny fingers explored her silky coat. When Tally learned to walk, Isabelle trotted beside her like a proud older sister. If a door creaked at night, Isabelle arrived first, a fearless sentry in a velvet coat. One spring evening, Tally caught a cold and whimpered in her sleep. Isabelle leapt onto the bed, curling around her like a living blanket. I stood in the doorway, amazed. The fierce, distant cat, who once trusted no one, was now offering the purest comfort. Later, when Tally woke crying from a nightmare, Isabelle nudged her with a gentle paw and stayed until morning. Life brought other changes, new furniture, visiting relatives, the chaos of birthday parties. But Isabelle adapted in her own quiet way. She learned which guests deserved a friendly nosebump and which should be ignored. She claimed the highest perch of the bookshelf as her throne, surveying the household with the calm authority of a monarch who knows every sound and scent. One summer afternoon, we ventured into the garden together. Tally chased bubbles across the grass while Isabelle prowled through the flowers, her tail a silver plume. A sudden breeze sent petals swirling, and Isabelle leapt after them like a dancer, graceful and wild. For a moment, the fierce little kitten and the patient guardian were one and the same, a creature born of freedom and affection. Another evening, a sudden thunderstorm crashed across the sky. The lights flickered, and Tally clung to me. Before I could comfort her, Isabelle jumped onto the couch, pressing against my daughter as if to say, "I'm here, don't be afraid." The rumble outside was nothing compared to the steady purr vibrating through the room. It was the sound of trust made real. Today, Isabelle is still independent. She will always have the soul of a wild creature, but she has chosen to share her world with us. She spends her evenings stretched by the fire, eyes half closed, purring softly as Tally reads bedtime stories aloud. Every gentle rumble reminds me how powerful patience and kindness can be. Sometimes I think back to that tiny, fragile kitten I feared would never survive.
Oh my gosh. He's been looking for you.
Isabelle taught me that love isn't about control. It's about respect and quiet devotion. She isn't just a cat anymore. She is family, a guardian of our home's warmth, and proof that even the most guarded heart can learn to trust. If this story made you smile, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow for more heartwarming stories. Thanks for watching.